Hi everyone. In this episode, we will look at lessons from the Legend series. We'll look at the shareholder letter by Andy Jassy. This is Andy's the CEO of Amazon, replacing Jeff Bezos, who's the founder. This is the first news shareholder letter by Andy Jassy. So it would be interesting to see Andy's view on Amazon and just see what kind of a CEO he is, right? So I went through this shareholder letter a couple of times, and I could clearly see it goes in the same vein as Jeff Bezos wrote his newsletters since his founding way back in 90s till 2020. This one is interesting. The flow is very similar. Talks about the core Amazon business, the Prime, AWS, climate change, labor, and of course being day one, right? So the key thing that I found out was from this newsletter, apart from that same flow that Jeff Bezos had, um, Andy Jassy talks about a few interesting things that I wanted to highlight here. The first one is right here. It's coming up. Just bear with me. Um, I thought this is the best paragraph in this whole shareholder letter. He talks about um, game-changing inventions don't happen just like that, right? It's not like a eureka moment, as if Archimedes just stepped out from his bathtub and started running when he invented or imagined the Archimedes principle. So it's never a eureka moment when it comes to innovation. And what Andy talks about is the relentless pursuit in terms of debating, redefining, tinkering, iterating, and experimenting to take an idea that resonates with customers and change the customer experience over a long period of time. And this is very key. If you are a CEO or if you're a product strategy a leader, or if you're any kind of leader trying to innovate, I think this is the key. The proof is in taking an idea, betting on it, and allowing failures to happen. So I thought this was the best paragraph in this whole newsletter. And of course, you can go and read about the rest of the newsletters. Of course, they are tremendous results in terms of Amazon core business, AWS, um, devices, the growth in Echo and Kindle and so on and so forth, and the launch of Ring, Blink, and Astro, Prime Video. Of course, they put a they want to acquire MGM. Let's see if that acquisition goes through later this year. And then the summary of this newsletter I thought was very interesting. So I'll just scroll down right there. So he talks about 7 or 8 bullet points here. So very key in terms of talent building. He talks about hiring the right builders, goes with the ethos that Jeff Bezos always had, which is hire people who work long, hard, and smart. So it talks about that, hiring the right builders, organize builders into teams that can make quick decisions, and they can extract talent and help build the next idea, if you will. And then in terms of allowing people to make decisions in terms of one-way decision and one-door decision, two-door. One-door, basically, Jeff Bezos talks about that in his first newsletter way back in 97, which is decisions that cannot be reversed. And then two doors are essentially you can correct the decision if you made a mistake, right? So that's a two-door decision. The other part of it is having a blind faith but not false hope. What he means by that is to whenever Amazon comes up with an idea, they write a press release, which is a document that is facing a customer even before they release a product or service. They imagine that they are going to release this product to a customer, and they write a press release and they write a FAQ that goes along with that. It's a detailed document, and then this is brainstormed internally before a product is or a service can be considered, right? So again, looking at the DFV framework, which is desirability, feasibility, and viability, you can clearly see that they talk about Jesse talks about the viable plan. So that's key. And then the product needs to be MLP, minimum lovable product. that someone loves it and they are willing to iterate very fast. The other piece is long-term orientation. So if you are a founder, CEO, startup leader, if you're a business unit leader, one needs to have a long-term orientation, whether it's a 10-year, 5-year, 3-year, or 1-year plan. That kind of orientation is needed to build products and services that are successful and adopted by customers. And also talks about failure, right? Of course, we all know about a lot of failures that has happened with Amazon, with their Amazon Fire Phone, and many other ideas that that died. But they do believe in failures. It talks about Albert Einstein's famous quote about compounding. So that's important. So goes to show that they have a long-term, iterative, compounding kind of mindset, and it's always day one, right? So I thought that's what is interesting. And the big bet, if you see, if you scroll up a little bit, there it talks about the satellite launch. So this is a big bet here in terms of taking an idea and going all the way to execution. So they're trying to bet $10 billion on Kuiper, which is a low Earth orbit satellite, to target those 300, 400 million customers who probably don't have internet access. This might probably compete with Elon Musk's Skylink, which is also a low Earth orbit satellite network to provide internet services to far-flung areas of the world. So big bet there, and interesting letter. Do read this, and I'll drop the link to this newsletter in below my video link. All right. Thank you so much, and take care.